Hi there, it's the Dutchman's Foremost and welcome to part number 3 of Let's Build a Wellness Center in The Sims 4. So yeah, today we're just going to continue working on the Wellness Center, which is kind of a combination of a spa or a gym or a swimming pool. I've just decided to combine all those aspects together, and then I realized, well, that's kind of what you would consider is a wellness center. It's not only a spa because there's just a gym as well, and there will be other sporting activities maybe. I'm not too sure about that, but there are also very many pools, so I felt like a wellness center would just be the better definition for this type of build. So as you can see here, I'm starting by adding some shutters in front of the windows over here. As you can see, shutters are a big aspect of this building. I'm using all kinds of different ways to create shutters and to also create privacy in that way. So I've got the fence around it, which many of you seem to like, and I think it's pretty cool as well. Then we've got these shutters, which I'm currently adding in front of the windows. And then we've also got the shutters, which are like the pillars, which I placed all like alongside each other, and in that way I created a shutter effect. And also the windows, some of them are have got like kind of shutters in them. As you can see, the ones around the entrance, maybe it's a little bit too much, but I personally think it's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool, so I decided to just leave it this way. And also this is the start of the change of colors, because many of the colors will change from the way they currently look like to something different, because I felt like a regular wood color would fit the building better and would just look a little bit better. I really like the idea of using a different color for once, but at the same time, yeah, it did just not look really good. It got like, yeah, I just didn't really like it, so I decided to just change it, use this color of wood instead, which I think just looks much better in the end, and it might not be as special and creative, but still, you know, in the end the looks is what is most important for this building, and I think the shape and all the other parts are creative enough to kind of give up on the creativeness of the color and the textures. So I'm just bringing that change through and just changing it all around the building. As you can see, that's mainly what this episode is about, changing the textures or just adding textures, because many parts did actually not have like any textures added yet. So yeah, that's just the main goal. And also in front of the building, for instance, like you currently see me doing, I'm adding some advertising banners, I guess we could say. These, which 3 of them at one side are for like the wellness aspect, the spa aspect, so relaxation and getting massages and going to the sauna. And some of them are focused on the sporting aspect. The ones on the right are for sporting, the ones on the left will be for wellness and spa life kinda. And I really thought that was a cool idea. I just realized that they look really cool when it comes to the color, but also it's just really fancy and it looks much more professional. It immediately makes it look more like a community build, because in a normal house you wouldn't see this. And also it's less of a prison. By the way, many of you were kind of enthusiastic about the idea of me building a prison, because in the first episode, I think I mentioned that it kind of looked like a prison if I didn't color it and didn't add any textures. And yeah, many of you did kind of feel the same way, but then I suggested that I could possibly do like a prison build for Let's Build or Speed Build sometime, and you liked it. So I think that's something that I'll actually realize, or actually make something that will actually be there on my channel. But I'm not sure yet whether it will be like a speed build or a let's build. I've just got to figure that out. Also here I'm adding some signs. I can honestly not remember what I decided to do in the end, because I really tried a lot and played around a lot with all these signs, and I really wanted to add like a wellness sign as well in the middle, which you saw me adding just like every now and then. The past like minutes I added it and then I removed it and I added it again. But this looked pretty cool as well. I thought with the text would just be realistic. You know, you've got to know what you're going to if you enter the lot. So I thought, you know, that there it says like wellness center in Simlish, which is the Sims language, of course. And then also I'm just starting to add some details. As you can see, it's just pretty detailed already, the entire building, even though we've like not finished the entire shape yet. But I just really like the idea of kind of knowing what it will look like in the end when it comes to the details, and then continuing working on the shape and just really putting a lot of effort into making it as detailed and as good looking as I could. And I felt like if I first create the entire shape, then at some point I'll kind of be bored and I will not put as much effort into adding the details. And in this way, it's just, I changed between the two aspects a little bit more, which makes it more fun, I thought. So, and also in this way, I felt like you would probably see some more progress, though the working method is really strange, because in the next episode I'll continue working on the shape and maybe also some coloring already, but mainly the shape is what I'll be focusing on in that episode. Then I added these windows, by the way, and I felt like, okay, now I'm really starting to make it a prison. So I removed those, but I did gave me the idea to, or it just gave me some inspiration for what windows to add. Whenever I do want to actually build a prison, because then those windows would definitely fit perfectly, I thought. Okay, so for some reason my editing system in which I'm currently watching the video I'm talking about it stopped working. So yeah, it's fixed now. Thank God we can actually edit videos, because otherwise you would have to wait for me to start up the program again and start the recording. But that kind of sucked. But yeah, I guess we've not missed any part. If I'm a little bit behind, that would suck, but I think that is not the case. So here I'm also changing the colors of all the, what do you call those? The sidings, I often call them sidings, I believe, of the roof and the flat roofs as well, and the half walls. I turned those brown, but then I just switch between them, brown and white, just to find out and figure out what I felt would look best. In the end, I believe I went for brown, or at least so far it seems like I'm going for brown. Just looking around a bit. I also think that hot top over there is really cool. I mean, the view from the top of the building is pretty awesome. You can look into the valley of the desert, in the back of the lot. So I think the view from that hot tub is awesome. And I mean, hot tubs are cool. But I mean, a hot tub with a view is even better. Just like a pool with a view, that's just fantastic. So I'm planning on adding a couple of other infinity pools as well. We've got one already at the left, which is really awesome. But I'm planning on adding more of them. In Singapore you've got that really crazy infinity pool on the 100th floor of a pretty luxurious hotel, and you've got it's really wide and it's on the top of the building, so you have got insane views over the skyline of Singapore. And that's I really want to visit that pool once, but I've seen videos of people visiting it, and it seems to be kind of crowded, which kind of sucks. I wouldn't go in high season, I guess, because you kind of want to have the pool not for yourself, but you want to be able to make a pretty cool picture of you on the side of that infinity pool and then looking over the skyline, of course. But if it's very crowded, that kind of sucks. But it would just also be awesome to experience it for once, not only for the picture, of course. So if any of you have ever seen something of that, I'm sure that you've seen something about that resort, because it's very famous. But if you've been there, please let me know what you think of it. Maybe you live in Singapore. I'm actually not too sure whether I've got Singapore viewers, but then I'm very curious to learn more about that. So this was kind of a shorter episode. I'm kind of made some changes to the details. This is the final look of the building, so from here on we'll continue working on the rest of the shape and just finishing off the shape of the building, I guess, and then from there on we'll start working on the interior. So thank you for watching, and then I hope to see you back in episode number 4.